Okay. All right. Let's get started. All right, we'll get started. Good morning. It's 11:02. I'm Kathy Guckenberger, and I'm the hearing officer in this matter. Welcome. Today is July 10th, and this is a public hearing for the City of Englewood Local Liquor and Marijuana Licensing Authority to consider the application. And I'm going to do my best at pronunciation. I'm open to corrections. Shri Binayak Incorporated, doing business as, is it Sukun or Sukun? Sukun Neighborhood Indian Flavor, which is seeking a new hotel restaurant liquor license to be located at 101 West Hampden Avenue, Suite A1, Englewood, Colorado, 80110. So just a little procedural matters. We're going to conduct this hearing pursuant to the Englewood Municipal Code. We are being recorded, and all persons giving testimony must state and spell your name and state your address for the record, and will be sworn in by Ms. McKinnon, our Deputy City Clerk. So roughly speaking, we're going to proceed as follows. I'll ask Ms. McKinnon to introduce the case, enter into evidence all documents pertinent to the application, then the applicant or representative can present your case, providing any witnesses or exhibits, seeking to demonstrate all criteria for granting the license are satisfied. And if there are any parties in interest who are in favor of or opposed to the application, we'll have them testify. Do we have anybody signed up?
We have nobody at this time.
All right. I may have questions for witnesses as well. And if you need to come back and rebut, but may not be necessary today, you'll have an opportunity to do that. So the ordinary rules of evidence don't apply, and I can receive all relevant documents at this hearing without formal identification, but we'll make note of any new exhibits should we so need to. And then after all testimony has been provided, I'll close the public hearing and either render a decision or take it under advisement, but a decision will come out shortly thereafter. And are there any questions about this procedure? All right, good. I'm going to ask Ms. McKinnon to introduce the case and evidence, and then before we get to anybody testifying, I think we'll swear in all witnesses in kind of a one and done kind of a thing after that. All right, please proceed, Ms. McKinnon.
Right. So today we have the applicant Shri Binayak Inc., DBA Sukun Neighborhood Indian Flavor. We have Exhibit A, the application, lease, floor plan. Exhibit B, a certified letter advising of the status of the application and notice a public hearing was mailed and emailed to Sukun Neighborhood Indian Flavor on May 29th, 2024. Exhibit C, publisher's affidavit verifying the notice of public hearing was published in the Englewood Herald on May 9th, 2024, and on the City of Englewood's website on April 26th, 2024, till today, July 10th, 2024. Exhibit D, a memorandum dated May 9th, 2024, from Brooke Bell, Senior Planner for Englewood Department of Community Development, verifying compliance with zoning and distance requirements. Exhibit E, acceptance of neighborhood and boundaries, an affidavit of posting of property. F, maps indicating boundaries East Yale Avenue on the north, East Oxford Avenue on the south, South Emerson Street on the east, and South Jason Street on the west. And location of the applicant has 20 other hotel restaurant establishments located within those boundaries. And then the applicants have exhibits and its petitions to the City of Englewood. And it looks like we had 124 signatures, 3 with no, 121 were yes. And that's my exhibits.
All right, who'll be speaking on behalf of the applicant? And if you've got more than, some witnesses, maybe you could just have them come up and state their name and address and get sworn in by Ms. McKinnon, then you can proceed with your case.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Robert Runko, attorney registration 41932 on behalf of the applicant. I'm here with Mr. Ganesh Adhikari, the owner of applicant, and Carol Johnson from Liquor Licensing Professionals who did the petitioning in this matter.
All right, if you guys want to step up and...
We can just do it all at once, correct?
Do you want to?
Sorry.
Do you need names and addresses too?
Yeah, but we could probably swear them in and then just go in order of name and address. All right, so if everybody wants to raise their right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this matter now being heard by the Englewood Liquor and Marijuana Licensing Authority? Please state your name and address, and we'll start here right with you.
Carol Johnson, 5515 Saddle Rock Place, Colorado Springs.
In the middle there. Just state your name and address, please.
What I have to say?
Name and address.
Ganesh Adhikari, 101 West Hampton Avenue, Suite A1, Englewood.
And then,
All right. Okay, you may proceed. And I'm sorry, remind me again of your name, I didn't catch it.
Sorry, Robert Runco.
What's the last name?
Runco, R-U-N.
Runco, okay.
Yes,
I'll just say Mr. Runco. Thank you.
that works. And we'll let Ms. Johnson testify as the petition results.
Okay. Good morning. Glad to be back in Englewood. First of all, I'll say we are a neutral petitioning company and do not guarantee the results. We try to start the closest to the neighborhood with businesses and residents and radiate out in all four quadrants if there are businesses and residents available. The residents were done on Wednesday and Thursday, June 19th and 20th, and businesses were done on Thursday the 20th. We have a packet with us that has the warning page, the map with the designated area provided by the city, and tally sheets that log all of the stops that we make and the results there, which then turns into your summary. As the clerk said, we had a total of 124 signatures, and those were obtained by doing 113 attempts at businesses and 307 at residents, for a total of 420 attempts. The breakdown on that was businesses had a total of 54 signatures, 51 in support and 3 in opposition, and the residents had 70 signatures, all in support. There were 43 who declined to participate, 16 were too busy, 13 not interested, 8 do not sign petitions or surveys, 4 was against company policy for the businesses, and 2 had no opinion. There were 32 who were not qualified, 17 of those were businesses that did not have an owner or manager available, 6 were non-residents, 5 were under 21, and there were 4 who did not speak or read English well enough to participate. There were 3 who signed in opposition, and none of the 3 gave a reason. So I believe that with only 3 in opposition and not stating any reason why they were in opposition, that this does certainly show that there is a need and desire for this license in the neighborhood, and I'd be glad to answer any questions you might have.
Okay. Mr. Runco, do you have any questions?
No questions.
I have no questions for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is it Mr. Ganesh next, if you're ready for us?
Yes,
I'm ready.
All right, perfect.
Okay.
Mr. Ganesh, can you give us your title in relation to Sakun?
the Sikun, I'm the chairman, I'm 100% stakeholder. And then,
Okay.
Go ahead.
And as the owner and chairperson, are you familiar with the day-to-day operations?
my morning job is 6 a.m. I open up and then I just go with my computers, all data, everything I just recorded. So I'm a very different type of personality. I just really keen interest on my all through business.
And can you give us any experience you have in the industry that would relate to operating this restaurant?
Yes, we have, since 2015, I have one restaurant that is in Littleton, that's called Chaika. I'm operating that business since that day. And 2017, I have a restaurant that is in Cherry Creek, still going on. And I'm also directly involved in that restaurant too, in Cherry Creek. And then now this one is actually, excuse me, I'm just opening up because previously it was in Littleton location, Balls Avenue. And now we close over there and they just moved to the city of Englewood. So we are opening, and my direct, the supervision did almost, in 3 restaurants, I spend 4 hours. So basically, I go every restaurants every day.
And when you're not present, do you have other management staff?
Yes, there is a manager too. Every restaurant, they have a manager.
And at your other locations, have you ever had any liquor license violations or any other issues related to service of alcohol?
Yeah, just I think in my 8 years of a journey in the restaurant industry, I never faced any problem. But just last year, I have a small incident happens on a Cherry Creek location. So my employee just give them the beer and without this, checking his ID. He said, well, he forgot. So they just handed over, but there was undercover. So then we went to the city, Denver city, and then we wrap up all these cases. So it was not the major issues were there.
And as a result of that violation,
Right.
did you update any of your company policies, or
I-
have you handled that to ensure it does not occur in the future?
Yes, of course, I did training everybody. And even though every day I just check, I will be on the spot and I just check, especially evening time, I'll be in the Cherokee. So I always observe, watch all my employee. If they just, sometimes they want to cross the time or something like that, I'll just stop them. And at the same time, I always give them the policy of the, the selling liquors and everything. So I always, I updated them, I guide them. I do.
And I want to talk about this restaurant specifically a little bit. What's the concept, or what type of restaurant is Supreme?
Yeah, this is basically the Indian restaurants as, it's an Indian restaurants, but this restaurants I'm just planning to, because all my other restaurants is a little bit high end. So, but this community I'm just bringing, that's why I put the name neighborhood. So basically the food will be the food, and the price value of the restaurants will be very good price. I will say that the neighborhood price is not like because so far Indian restaurant is very expensive restaurants. That's what people think about it. But here I'm going to change totally different concept. It's semi fine dine. It's not full fine dine. So obviously we have a waitress, hostess, and everybody will be in the job. And then when the people come in, they just, somebody will attend them and they will take them to the table. So basically medium size of the service, so everybody can walk in. So basically that's why I say neighborhood. So taste, no change, no compromise for the taste. And then atmosphere, better than other Indian restaurants in, I would say, Englewood, at least I couldn't say. And then the price is neighborhood price, so everybody can come and walk in, and they can have that food. So price point also, my target of this location is from, let's say, $3 to $18. That's my max price of the menu, what food you pick. So that's why I say it is a neighborhood flavor.
And
So
in your alcohol selection, what is that going to be? Beer, wine, cocktails?
yes, of course, I do not, because with my 8 years of experience in my restaurants, no any customers really hang out on the bar. Only I have seen the family comes into our dining table, they enjoy one cocktail, or just let's say the red wine or white wine. They want to go with my selections. I have few selections, not too many orders, not big menu. So, and we have 5 or 6 cocktails, which is we created by own. It is not anything that's I imported. No, of course there's like a martini. Those things are there. That's a standard for everywhere. But I have a selection of my cocktail, which is one of the suppliers. He tasted our food and he created cocktails, basically using our ingredients.
And so I want to then talk about that kind of customer experience. And you mentioned it briefly. So when a customer walks in, are they greeted by a host and assigned a seat?
Yes, that is what we're preparing. Yeah.
And then when it comes to ordering an alcoholic beverage, do you again have tableside service, or does everyone have to go to the bar to order
No,
a drink?
everything table service, sir. So although it's semi-casual, I mean, it's not super fine, but still I have the same pattern of the modality. Customer, we go to the table, we take the orders, and if it is necessary, obviously we check the ID. If it is there, placing order for the alcohol, obviously we check ID each and everybody.
And that was going to be my next question. So it's, checking the ID by the server when you place the order.
Exactly, yes, we do.
Do you have a policy as it relates to vertical IDs?
What do you mean?
The under 21, like
No.
16 to 21-year-olds?
So yeah, we just check, and if it is, they are not qualified, they are under 21, we don't provide any service. No service for them. They can have a food, but no alcohol.
And if there's a table of, let's say, 3 or 4 people, and they order 3 or 4 drinks, how does that process work to check those IDs? Is
No,
it-
actually, in my restaurants, all 3 restaurants, whenever we go to the table, and obviously, let's say there are 4 people in sitting, one table, so individual, we ask for the ID. If they ask for the order, the drinks, I mean, alcohol drinks, sorry.
And then I want to talk about the patio a little bit as well, because you do have a small patio outside.
Yes.
How is that going to be enclosed?
This is basically, they are still working in the, I think, building department of the city. So I have designed for 4 feet high, this will be a rail or whatever you call the railing, and it's closed, so people cannot get inside without entering main door, main entrance. So only there is exit. The patio will be just exit only. So I think we have 5 or 6 tables over there.
And that exit from the patio, will you have signage telling people that they can't leave with an alcoholic beverage?
Yes, I have to do that. People cannot take anything, alcohol, and yes, from this point.
And is that patio, do you have like windows so you can view it from inside the restaurant, or how do you monitor that when people are sitting on it?
Because one person will be situated, taking care of that 5, 6 tables here. One person will be there, assigned for the service and taking care of everything.
And how many employees do you intend to have at this location?
Right now, I'm thinking about in total, in front of the house and the back of the house, probably I would say 12 people. Yeah, excluding me.
Including you.
Excluding me. Maybe 13 you can say.
And will all of those employees that handle the alcohol service, will they have to go through your training?
Yes, I give them a training. My manager is also very trained. So, because I can say that I have a really good knowledge of, because I'm in this industry for 8 years, and then I believe that I have a full control, and I can guide people, I can train people.
And then what hours of operation will the restaurant be open?
Yeah, so for these locations, I'm thinking 11 a.m. till 9:30 p.m. every day.
And will the kitchen food be available during those hours?
Yes. So kitchen and bar will be open till 9. So 30 minutes for my people to clean up, wrap it up. So last order will be 9 o'clock, 9 p.m.
Those are the questions I have. The hearing officer may have some follow-up.
Yeah.
All right. I do have a few questions. The
Please.
first one, I wanted to clear up something, or my understanding of something on the application, based on your testimony. So, and you may or may not have this in front of you, but just for reference, on page 8, question, maybe it's not page 8, it's question 2C, right, so it's page 7 of the application. The question is, has the applicant in Colorado ever had an interest in another entity that had an alcohol beverage license suspended or revoked? And the answer is yes. So are you saying that you've had a liquor license suspended or revoked, or is it just the fine that you paid in the Denver area?
Yeah, that was the fine. We always answer that as a yes, because some jurisdictions say the fine is in lieu of a suspension.
And the application does not lend itself to that subtlety. That makes sense to me. Okay. And then there was another question about you've never had a professional license suspended or revoked. I think the answer there was no, which is where I got, this makes sense, and that subtlety is also not reflected in that question.
Yeah.
So
I believe that question is like whether like an accountancy license.
any professional license, right, yeah, so, okay, so just to be clear, the only liquor violation that's ever happened was the one time you testified about, and that you paid the fine in lieu of suspension for that underage service,
Right,
correct?
that is correct.
Okay, thank you, that makes sense. Okay, I think that's going to be it. You understand that the percentage of the of your business's gross income of food sales must be at least 25%. You understand that, right?
Yeah.
But primarily, you're going to be serving food, is that correct?
Yeah, so I think last time when I was just working, around, my target is supposed to be, all restaurants supposed to be 70% on food and 30% on liquor. That is a good size of good, healthy restaurants, that's what I say. But in my 8 years experience in this city, I mean, this state, I hardly meet 15%. I hardly meet 15% of my gross sales.
On liquor?
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's why I'm saying very low volume. People love my curry, but
Not big drinkers, your customers, as a general rule. Okay. I think you answered my questions about the patio, so I don't have any other questions.
Yep.
All right. Would you like to offer anything else?
That concludes our presentation this
All right.
afternoon.
Thank you. Morning,
Yes,
I
whatever
don't
time
know.
it is,
Right,
yeah.
is it still morning?
Oh, no, it is still morning, yes.
Technically, feels like the afternoon. All right, well then I believe the applicant has testified completely on this application and there's no parties in interest. So on that basis, I'll declare the public hearing closed and now render my decision. So I approve applicant's application based on the following findings of fact, and I'm just going to read them out here. So the notice of hearing was posted as required by law and published also as required by law. I specifically find there's a need and desire for this additional outlet based on the reasonable requirements of the designated neighborhood and the desires of its adult inhabitants, as well as the number, type, and availability of the existing outlets in or near the neighborhood, specifically based on the signatures submitted and testified to by Ms. Johnson, which were properly circulated. I find that the existing liquor licenses of the same class are inadequate to serve the thirst needs of the neighborhood per that same evidence. And I find further that applicant and its registered manager are of good moral character and not otherwise prohibited as a licensee under Colorado law, that applicant is in legal possession of the premises per the lease provided to the licensing authority, and that the business is not located within 500 feet of a school. The proposed use is permissible under the zoning district, and that a license has not been denied for the same premises or for one within 500 feet within the past 2 years, based on a finding that the needs of the neighborhood do not support a new license. And I further find that the premises are suitable based on a review of the plans submitted. And therefore, congratulations. All right. Thank you so much. We'll close this matter, and it is 11:25. Thank you. Congrats. Good luck.